Hey guys, this is Aditya. Welcome to the first video of Learn Xd. In this series, we'll be learning how to design and prototype a UI using Adobe Xd. The main focus will be on UI design, but as we start prototyping, we'll also learn a few UX concepts to make the design better. Before getting into this tutorial series, I want this video to be an introduction to UI, UX and also the application that we'll be using, which is Adobe Xd. Firstly, we'll start with what UI and UX are. UI is the user interface of an application. It acts as the means for interaction between the user and the application. It is what we see on our device screens. Simply put, UI is how the application looks like. Now let us see what UX is. UX is user experience. It is how the user feels while interacting with an application. It is how the application works. This is the most basic idea we need to have before working either on UI or UX. As I said, this series is all about designing the UI. Once we start off, we'll learn a few important UI aesthetics that will make our design clean, clear and consistent. These are the 3 C's that are to be kept in mind whenever we design a UI. The UI we design must always be clean, it must clearly convey the information to the user, and the design must always be consistent. Now moving on to the tool. We'll be using Adobe Xd to design and prototype the UI. It is an application provided by Adobe. Unlike the other Creative Cloud applications, this one is free. But there is a catch. When it comes to installing this application, it's compatible only with devices that run Windows 10 64-bit version or Mac OS X version 10.2 or later. It requires a minimum of 4 gigs of RAM to run.
So now guys, we'll basically start with the installation of Xd onto our devices. Open your browsers, type in Xd download, click on the link, it will lead us to Xd's download page. As I said, Xd is a free tool. Make sure you either run Windows 10 64-bit version or Mac OS X version 10.2 or later. These are the 2 operating systems that are compatible with this application. Click on the download button, it will download the exe file and we can use it for installation. As it is shown here, the Xd will always be installed by the Creative Cloud application. I'll show how the Creative Cloud application looks. As you can see, this is the Creative Cloud application where you can find a range of applications for you to try. Xd is one of them. If it is not installed, you can hit the install button, or if it has already been installed, hit the open button, it will launch the Xd application. So welcome to Xd. This is the home interface of Xd, the application which we will be using for designing and prototyping. As you can see, we have a few set of preset for the artboards which we'll be using. This one for the mobile devices, a set of iPhone device and one for the Android mobile device. This one is for the tabs, iPads, Android tablet and 2 for the Surface tabs, and this one is for the websites. Here we have a separate section where we can create our custom sized artboards. On the right side, as you can see, there is a tutorial session for everyone to try. I suggest you guys try this so that you can know how it feels to work with Xd and what are the tools available and how they work and much more. Now I'll select the iPhone X artboard. It will pop out a new window for us to start our project on. So this is the project. Since we are using the Creative Cloud application, by default everything is saved to the cloud. Once we hit the Ctrl S, we can either save it to our computer by selecting the folder where we have to save, or we can keep it on the cloud. The advantage of using cloud is whenever you use another device, you can just sign into your Creative Cloud account and you can download this file and use it wherever you are. So this is the artboard. This is where everything will happen when it comes to designing the UI, and whatever we put inside the artboard will be visible on the screen. This is the preview button On hitting this, you will get the preview of how the design looks when it will be on a device. Here we have 4 sections: the menu, the home button which takes us back to the home, the design window, and the prototype window. The prototype window is where every magic happens. You bring your design to life by prototyping. And these are the set of tools that are available for us. For those who are familiar with other Adobe applications like Illustrator or Photoshop, this one is a much simpler interface for us to work with. We have minimum number of tools for us to use. The first one is the select tool, which helps us select all the elements we want and move it around the window. The shortcut is V. This one is the rectangle tool. It helps us create rectangles or square. Holding down the shift button lets us create squares. Releasing it, we can do whatever we want. This one is the ellipse tool. The shortcut is E. This one helps us create ellipse or circle. And another new tool that was introduced to Xd in the May update was the polygon tool. It helps us create polygons of any number of sides we want, from 3 to as much as you want. We can edit the number of sides on the right side window under the appearance section. This is a major update that came in May. So now you can create any polygon you want within Xd. No longer you need any other application like Illustrator or Photoshop for you to create a polygon and copy it from there to Xd. The next tool is the line tool. It lets us create lines, horizontal, vertical. Holding down shift, we can do it 45 degrees too. And then comes the most powerful tool, the pen tool. It lets you create any type of graphic you want within the Xd's interface. So you get these anchors which gives you more control over the graphic that you create using the pen tool. And then the type tool. It lets you type in any information you want. This again works similar to the type tool in Illustrator or Photoshop. And then comes the artboard tool. Now you see a artboard, iPhone 10, 10s1. So this is the first artboard which we created. Selecting the artboard tool opens up a set of artboard presets on the right side of our window, from which we can select anyone we want. I'll again click on 10, 10s. So it creates another 10, 10s artboard right next to the one we were working on. The last tool is the zoom tool. You select an area, it zooms right into it. Holding down Alt and you select, it zooms out. So this is pretty much a tough way to zoom in and zoom out. There's another easy way to zoom in and zoom out. Hold down Alt, scroll up to zoom out, and scroll down to zoom in. So this is how you zoom in and zoom out using your mouse. If you are working on a laptop, it's much more simpler. You can use the trackpad like you use on any other mobile device. You pinch in to zoom in and you drag out to zoom out. And then there is the asset section and the layer section. This layer section lets us know what are the layers which are present on the artboard we are working on. If we go outside the artboard, we can know what are the artboards which are actually present inside this particular project. This asset section, which I'll discuss in the next video once I start designing. Once we start designing, we'll know the importance of this particular section which is provided by Xd, and also we'll come to know more about these tools and the controls provided by them once we start designing. I hope this video was informative and gave you an insight of how Xd works, and also gave you an introduction to what UI is and what UX is. I'm looking forward to do this series and I'm very excited to roll this thing out. I hope it is actually informative and helps you guys get on with UI designing. As I said, please guys, try this tutorial session. It will be really helpful for you to understand the basics of UI and the basic working of Adobe Xd.
Once again guys, thanks for watching this video.